Good afternoon, I'm Jon Thelen. Today on Fish Ed, I'm up in central North Dakota, and this is some of the best midsummer fishing you're gonna find anywhere. June, July, August, this place is usually on fire, and right now it is, and you can pull spinners and catch them pretty doggone fast. Stay right where you're at. Fish Ed's coming up. Messing around with this line, and this one got hammered. It's one of the neatest things about North Dakota. It's the ability to fish two lines by yourself. It just helps you get after fish faster, and when you get on them, you can really get after them quick. Oh boy, that's a great walleye that I'm trying my hardest to lose here. See if we can get him up here. This is exactly how we were looking to start our day here. Look at that. Perfect eater fish to start. This is one of my favorite times of year though, to be out on Devil's Lake up here in North Dakota. Let me tell you why. As soon as you hit these midsummer months, these fish, they get really active. I mean, they're always active out here, but I'll tell you, they get really tuned up at this time of year. Because all you gotta do is find structure areas, and when you find them, these fish for the most part are usually pretty well stacked up on them. Look at that fish. That's a perfect Devil's Lake walleye right there. I'd take that fish all day long. Let me show you what I'm using. Because when you make this trip out here, and you want to make this trip out here, if you've never been here, it's really pretty simple. And we'll talk about locations a little bit later and give you an idea of what you're looking for. But when you decide to come out here at this time of year, midsummer, and pull spinners, it's real simple. This is all I'm using here. This is a pre-packaged, I mean, I don't tie my own. I just unwrap these from the package. This is a Lindy Spinner, and what this spinner is everything I used to tie. This is 6 feet of 14-pound fluorocarbon, so it's tough. And here's the thing, you're gonna get some pike out here too, so it's nice to have a good, tough spinner because you don't wanna have to have them breaking off nonstop. But then the other thing that Lindy did is, if you look at this is a perch colored blade, and this is, you know, I mean, how do you beat perch anywhere? But look at the beads. Instead of just using them as spacers, what they did with these is they used them to actually match colors of those bait fish. So we've got perch colored beads too. Then we've got number 2 hooks. So all said and done, you've got everything you need. Just tie this thing up behind a bottom bouncer and you're ready to go. It actually even comes with the swivel, so you just clip it on and just throw it down, and here we go. Now the stuff I'm fishing today, I'm fishing stuff that's pretty shallow. I'm in 11, 12 feet of water, so I'm just using an 1.5 ounce bottom bouncer. I'm just running it at about a 45-degree angle behind the boat. And there you go, it's as simple as that. Yes. Look at that. Bit it right on the turn. Right when I swung the boat, I was getting up just a little bit shallow here. I swung the boat and he bit it. I'm fishing a ridge here that if you make a mistake, it gets pretty tight. But you know what? Walleyes like this one right there are living right on this break. Look at that. Perfect. Let's see here. Let's get this thing unhooked. And let me explain to you a little bit about what I'm fishing here, because all said and done, it's not that complicated. I might make it sound a little more complicated than it really is. It's not. All this is there's a ledge that runs right here, and walleyes like this one, they're all sitting on that ledge. Now, one thing about Devil's Lake that I'll tell you holds true so often here is you want to fish the windy sides of structures. So you see today, we've got this wind coming in, so I'm fishing the south side of this. We got a southwest wind. What more could you ask for? A perfect southwest wind and warm weather and fish biting like crazy. But what's happening is the wind is blowing the bait right up against this ledge. Now out here on Devil's Lake, you get a whole bunch of different scenarios going on, because you got to remember, so much of this is just flooded territory from years ago, flooded farmland. But along with that flooded farmland is also flooded roadbeds. This one so happens to be a roadbed, but there's also just ridges that were just hills like you see over here on the shorelines. So you got all these different areas you can fish. One thing you're really gonna want, you're gonna want a mapping chip out here because you wanna know where these areas are at. But when you find these road beds, just set up and fish the edges of them. Sometimes you can go on top of them. Now this one I can't. This one's too shallow. If I go up on top of this one, it's all loaded up with weeds, and this one's been underwater for quite a long time. But I'm just fishing the edge of this thing. I'm running 10 to 12 feet right down the edge, and these fish are just stacked up with this wind coming in here. You just run these spinners along, and it's just one after another. It's pretty much clockwork right now. There's one right there. Another pretty good one. That's what's so neat about fishing out here too, is once you locate a bunch of fish, you can pretty well just stay on them pretty consistently all day long. There's another one on over here right now. Let's see if we can get that guy too. Got him. We got one on the floor, got one coming in. I guess doubles are pretty cool when you're by yourself. Let's see if we can get this guy in. I don't got a net on him, and this one actually feels like even a bigger fish. Let's see what we got here. Tell you what, I'm gonna pull this glove on and see if we can get this guy. This one just seems like a pretty decent sized fish. Oh yeah, look at that. This is a real good walleye. Let's see if we can reach down there and get him. Look at that. That right there. That's what you can do out here on Devil's Lake. Look at this, we got one laying here in the net that we'll get taken care of, and we got a big one right there. Get out here and enjoy this, man, because I'll tell you what, this is some of the funnest fishing you can do anywhere. I'm Jon Thelen. We'll catch you next time on Fish Ag.